It is going to be warm in the Northeast for the remainder of this month. We have a lunar eclipse coming up in a couple days. I'm meteorologist Serena Arnold. Let's talk about it. Looking at AG2 Trader here throughout the entire Northeast, our temperatures are going to be warm for the next 2 weeks. And this is compared to just the past 10 years, which are warmer than the past 30. Climate Prediction Center says, yep, absolutely, we are in total agreement with that. Climate Prediction Center is a part of NOAA, just so you know. And if we look at the GFS forecast model, which is also run by NOAA, you can see that we've got some precip, some rain, definitely looking mostly like rain, coming through this weekend, some more chances next week. But notice that everything's kind of exiting up here. And that's because of the placement of the jet stream. If we kind of fast forward through here, you see really all of it is exiting just to our north. Radiosondes or weather balloons are really critical in us being able to understand where that jet placement is, knowing where it is now, where it's going to be forecast to move, which, by the way, radiosondes are slowly dropping like flies across National Weather Service offices because lack of funding and staffing. Because for us here in New England, that jet is moving to our north. We are on the warm side of things, which is why temperatures are above our normal. And so, any chances for snow for the remainder of the month looking really slim. But we talked about that several months ago. We know that's very typical for a La Nina winter. All the cold and precip and all that comes in the earlier or middle part of winter, and you have a much warmer end of winter in those types of years. Believe it or not, it's these colder sea surface temperatures that are tracked by NOAA that let us know if it's La Nina or El Nino. It's also NOAA that gives us forecasts for what La Nina is going to do in the coming 3-month blocks, because this is really critical in understanding what kind of a summer we have. Is it going to be hot? Is it going to be dry? Is it going to be cool and damp? So sometime soon we are going to take a look at the data and see kind of what we're feeling like the summer is going to be looking at when we look at these large-scale climate variations, while we still can. And yes, we do have the blood moon total lunar eclipse that's going to be visible Thursday night into Friday. A lunar eclipse happens when the Earth casts a shadow on the moon because the Earth is between the moon and the sun. When there's a lunar eclipse, it kind of just turns orangish. Still totally cool and worth watching. Here's the timing of it if you do want to see it. So for Eastern time, the max of it happening at like 2:58 a.m., but you will start to see some signs of it a little after 1 a.m. Cloud forecast data, once again from NOAA, showing where you will and won't be able to view this eclipse most likely, knowing that white is where there are no clouds, and blue is areas where we're expecting cloudiness. So if you want to check that out and you're in New England, it's not looking amazing, but hey, let's give it a shot. Reading through the National Weather Service forecast discussion, there is a continued ice jam flooding risk after this weekend. More rain, warm temperatures, river rises, break up river ice. Oh, there's more in the hydrology section. All right, so scroll up. First, we have the aviation section because National Weather Service and NOAA forecast for aviation. Oh, there's the marine section because they forecast for marine as well. Here we go, hydrology. And the TLDR on that section is basically not likely a risk for southern rivers. A lot of them have already broken up, but central and northern rivers for sure. And last but not least, it is starting to become storm spotter season time, where the National Weather Service actually certifies the general public as certified storm spotters. I'm concerned about how many of these will actually still be carried on because of the lack of staffing, but if they do, now's the time to start looking. All you have to do is go to weather.gov and click where you look. So I clicked on the office around State College, Pennsylvania, and in the headlines, we're starting to see Spring 2025 spotter talk. They work together with Skywarn to make sure you are certified in being able to identify weather hazards and report them to the National Weather Service. Through southern United States and mid-Atlantic regions, we are starting to see those storm spotter events popping up and people hosting those. It's going to be probably another month or so before we see them popping up on pages in New England, and they may not at all, especially considering Gray, Maine, and Albany are both two offices that are losing radiosondes due to staffing limits. So in those locations, we won't understand what's really happening throughout the atmosphere and may not have eyes on the ground either to help us. That's really great. And just my friendly reminder that if you care about what's going on in the world of weather, you really like your TV meteorologist, you really like your weather app, none of those are successful without NOAA. Click the link in my bio. There's a Save NOAA tab to tell you what you can do to help and save NOAA, because we're already seeing massive problems with the few casualties that we've had from the mass layoffs, and they're asking for another round of 1,000, which is going to absolutely be detrimental to our health and safety.